Given the Zoom problems yesterday, I just wanted to do a short intro to the syllabus for English W301 for this semester. So I just want to introduce a few points from the syllabus that I'd like to emphasize for you. This course is called Rewriting the Border, and so we're thinking about stories of origin, the familial, the social, cultural, and the mythological kind of aspects of those stories and how they kind of define who we are in terms of identity and place within Northwest Indiana today. So this is a course that introduces you to the foundational concepts and tools in the craft of fiction, and these include things like point of view, voice, plot, character, and so we're going to work on those things specifically within the course. So you'll submit some short fictions and hopefully become better editors of your work as well as others' work as the course goes along. There's a lot of writing in the course. In some ways, if you look at it and add it up, it's 40 pages total per class member. But the hope is that you write the shorter assignments, and those lead to provide you a basis for the next kind of round of assignments, and which lead to the final assignment, a 10-page short story or fiction. And there's also some collaborative writing, so some of that is kind of broken down into shared writing as well. Again, there's a geographical focus to this, and we're going to think about the region and how it's composed of the wide range of identities that immigration and migration has brought to the region. My office information here, I'm in Hawthorne 417. My office hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Mondays and Wednesdays. You can make other times by appointment. If you need to meet me on a Tuesday or Thursday or Friday, I'm happy to arrange a time. Or if you want to meet like later in the afternoon or early evening, we can arrange those times as well. You can email me at the email address listed here, or you can Canvas message me. I answer email typically a little quicker because I have easier access to email, and I try to answer you within 12 hours when you message me. The required text for this course are 4 books that are available in the IUN bookstore. Alexander Hemond's Love and Obstacles. Hemond is formerly a Chicago writer who is from Sarajevo originally, so he's writing about ideas of identity and borders. Jocelyn Liu, who is writing as a Chinese-American writer. Her book, Potential Weapons, is the oldest of the books that we have here. Fernanda Melchor, whose picture is here, is a Mexican writer whose work, Hurricane Season, has just been recently translated and was published earlier this year, and so we'll be reading that. And Luis Alberto Urrea's really great classic nonfiction work, kind of a work of memoir, Nobody's Son, was released in 2002, and we're going to be working through Urrea's work as well. As I said, there's the required work in this writing intensive course is fairly significant, but we focus on revision here. So you'll write a series of 5 short craft papers that focus on basic aspects of the fiction writer's toolbox, things like point of view, character development, setting, etc. Those are each 2 pages each. The hope is that those 2-page pieces can build into the 2 short story drafts of 5+ pages each that will be due later on, and then those short story drafts develop into a 10-page final short story that you'll submit at the end of the course during finals week. There's also a midterm collaborative group project that I'll say a little bit more about in just a second. That'll be like a 10-page writing that will be shared by a group of 4 or 5 students within the course. And the rest of your grade here is class participation and engagement, your participation in discussion within the class, either through Zoom or in live discussion, your editing of others' works, your ability to kind of work with the core concepts of the course as well. This is a hybrid course, which means that there are online and in face-to-face components here. So I ask that you're going to attend the class you'll come to class on campus, or you'll attend through Zoom. And I'm very adaptable about this. As I say over and over again, mercy abounds in the kind of COVID moment. And so you just establish your attendance through one of those two means. I'm happy with that. If you feel like you get into the semester and a few weeks into the semester you're uncomfortable coming to campus, if perhaps the numbers rise in terms of infection, you certainly are welcome to attend only through Zoom as well. You just let me know that, and I'll be happy to work that out with you. How you engage the course is the critical thing. My objective here is to try to recover the classroom as a communal space where we can discuss the fictions that we have on the table. We can discuss one another's work, and develop as writers within that. And so there's all kinds of ways to engage the course: discussion, your own writing, your editing, either through my comments on your writing or others' comments on your writing. So there's a range of ways in which you can engage the course and develop that class participation. I also recognize that there are technological limitations with the hybrid course, that you're going to have problems with Wi-Fi, that Zoom is going to crash, that you'll have trouble on Canvas sometimes. So, stay in touch with me if you have technological problems, and we'll work through those together. I also encourage you to utilize resources that are available technologically, resources like the IUN Writing Center. They do appointments via Zoom and Google Docs, and the tutors there have become very adept with utilizing these tools. So, and they will love you to come in and talk about creative projects, the kinds of things you're going to be writing in this course. So make use of that resource as you sit down to write, particularly if you struggle and you're wrestling, you have quote unquote writer's block, and you don't know where to start on an assignment. Go in and brainstorm with the tutors. They would love that. And your work will definitely benefit from work with the Writing Center. A reminder also that we might move online at any point that the administration deems that's necessary for health reasons, but this course will definitely move online after Thanksgiving break, as all courses at IUN will. So after Thanksgiving, we'll be all online. The course is kind of set up and front-loaded with the work, so hopefully after Thanksgiving, we're only working on revisions of the final project. Please take a look at the syllabus, as the course policies are all detailed on it. Please note the grading policy. You can follow your grade through the Canvas gradebook, and I'll also send reminders through the student engagement rosters of how your work is progressing, and any kind of points of challenge that you have. I'll note those. Please note the attendance policy. Typically, you can miss about 3 weeks of the course before it becomes a real problem. So please note the attendance policy and try to follow that as best you can given the circumstances. I also underline the academic integrity policy. There's really no room here for problems. Plagiarized work is subject to a grade of 0, a failing grade in the course, depending on its severity and the assignment severity, and you will be reported to the Academic Affairs Office. So I want to read your work. I don't want to read a story that you found in some corner of the internet. So please, follow the academic integrity policy. Don't plagiarize your writing within the course. There are serious consequences to it. If you have a disability that requires accommodation for your full participation in the course, please establish that through the disability office, the phone number listed here, and we will do our best to fully accommodate your participation in the course. And also note the sexual misconduct policy, that IU does not tolerate acts of sexual misconduct, including sexual harassment and all forms of sexual violence. None of that is tolerated within the course as well. So, if you have questions here, please let me know, or I can offer additional resources regarding the campus policy. Just a quick kind of run through of the schedule here. In the first 5 weeks of the class, We'll be developing those basic tools that writers use in their craft, things like setting, character, and point of view. We'll be reading a kind of range of short stories from the writers that are on the syllabus, including Alexander Hemon, who's pictured here. And we'll be looking at short stories, kind of a range all over the place. We won't read the books in order. I highlight particular stories that are important to developing certain aspects of craft. We'll read the kind of extended story, Nobody's Son, for instance, to kind of think about ideas of character and point of view. In the middle 5 weeks of the course, we're going to we go off schedule a little bit. We're going to be reading Sophie Hughes' great translation of Fernanda Melchor's her hurricane season. And while we're doing this, we're going to be developing a class novella of 60 pages or so. So you'll write a novel within the class, and what I'm going to do is I break you into small groups, and each group writes a part of that novella from week to week based on the previous group's writings. And the schedule that we'll follow here is that we'll all meet, via Zoom or in the classroom on Mondays, and then on Wednesdays during the middle 5 weeks, the small groups will meet either via Zoom or in the classroom. And so we'll discuss, how we're going to write your section of the novella as a group. If you have questions on this, please let me know. For those of you who dislike group work, I think you'll find this to be a really enjoyable project. It gives you a little bit of time to work on your other stuff because you won't have to be in class on Monday and Wednesday all the time. You'll be able to catch up in your other classes, and I think it's a fun project to write a larger work, in collaboration with others. And more on this as we go forward. And then the final 5 weeks of the course, which are focused on plotting, we'll be looking at work by Jocelyn Liu, who is depicted here. And we'll think through, what's the plot of a good flash fiction, a one-page fiction, what's a good plotting for a short story, and think about the longer story and how writers think about plotting within a longer story here. And those final couple weeks are particularly focused on the revision and editing of the final edited short story that you'll present for the class. So plotting and revision are the foci of the final 5 weeks of the course. Again, it's going to be a real joy to work with you this fall, despite the challenges and limitations that we have in terms of technology and meeting face to face. Please avail yourself to me if you have any questions or you have any challenges as the semester goes on. I'm happy to meet with you via Zoom or on campus someplace if you'd like to do that instead. And look forward to hearing your responses to the writer's work this semester, and look forward to reading your work as well. Thanks.